Welcome everyone to our workshop meeting, the Ocean Township Board of Education. Mr. Hastings, would you call to order, please?
Dr. Beal,
Here.
Ms. Hayes,
Here.
Mr. McCarthy, here, Mrs. McGovern,
Here.
Marlamas,
Here.
Mrs. Talarico,
Here.
Mrs. Tortorella, Mr. Weinstein, here, Mrs. Gilman.
Here, thank you very much. I'll move to the president's report. I just have a few brief remarks about activities leading up to our winter break. There's still so many things going on in all of our schools that I hope our families can participate in. Tomorrow night at the high school, the winter concert will begin at 7 p.m. Our Spartan Partners in Learning on the 18th, both at 12 o'clock and 7 p.m. On the 18th also, intermediate school has the 5th grade chorus concert. On the 20th, high school has the winter choral concert. The 21st, everybody's favorite, So You Think You Can Dance. And also the intermediate school band and choir concert. So if you're not in the holiday spirit yet, maybe going to one of these activities will get you in that holiday spirit. So a few more weeks before our winter break, and everything is moving along very nicely in all of our schools. And that's all I have to report. Ms. Weldon, superintendent's report.
Thank you. I did have many of those same things. So just another push to say, come on out and see the work of our students. There are a number of wonderful events over the next couple weeks. And we'd love to see you in the audience. Also, board members, just a reminder that you are invited to the Poetry Out Loud competition on December 19th. And just to let me know if you'll be attending. And I also just want to say thank you to our students and staff at all of the schools who have run toy drives, adopt-a-families, denim days, and many other supportive activities to support the members of our community, both on their own and in partnership with our Township Department of Human Services. I think it's a wonderful lesson in giving back for our students. And I am so thankful to the staff that helped coordinate that and make that happen. And as I stated in my newsletter that went out to all families, if you know of a family in need or someone who could use some assistance, that you should always reach out to the guidance counselors and they can make sure that we are channeling any resources that we have in the right direction. So please let us know. But I am very proud of what we have accomplished as a district this holiday season for families in our community.
That's wonderful.
Oh, and one other thing, just a reminder to all parents that Friday, December 22nd is an early dismissal day. Keep that on your radar. That's it's been that way for the last few years, but it's a fairly new thing in our district. So just as a reminder, our students will be coming home early dismissal Friday, December 22nd. Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Mr. Hastings, do you have anything to report for us?
Did you see
Oh, I'm
Natalie?
sorry.
I'm sorry, did you see Natalie's on? I'm just letting you.
Yes, she is. Yeah,
Sorry,
Thank you.
sorry. I just looked at her face.
right. I see her. Hi, Nat.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a few quick things. The boiler replacement project at the intermediate school has been completed. They finalized the hookup to our building management systems in the past week. So we have 3 new high efficiency boilers in place and working at the most opportune time of the year. So we're very happy that timing worked out for us.
Timing.
Yes. We had a walkthrough with a representative of New Jersey Schools Insurance Group last week. They were reviewing all our facilities. So the buildings and grounds supervisor and myself walked through with them each building. They were reviewing our statement of values. So they were doing sort of a appraisal of the buildings just to make sure that things are in good shape, and they were impressed and were very happy to see the status of our buildings in terms of repairs and maintenance upkeep. And then the final issue that I'll mention is last week and this week, as late as this morning, we've been meeting with supervisors to discuss their current 24 budgets, where they are, what they've spent funds on, how they see the rest of the year playing out with those funds, and then plans for next year for actually 2025, if you believe it. for that budget, and what the expectations are. We've met with the superintendent and her team, with the supervisors to review those requests and make judgments on what we want to do going forward.
I believe it's already budgeted,
Yes,
budgeting time.
yes.
I feel like we just completed that one. Thank you very much, Mr. Hastings, and thanks for the great work on the boilers to get them up and running right in time for the cold weather. At this time, we'll move to the public comment portion of our meeting. Would anyone from the public like to comment on any agenda item at this time? Ms. Conway, is there anyone in the queue who would like to comment?
Good evening, Madam President. There are no commenters.
Thank you very much. All right, to our action items then, the approval of minutes, Mr. McCarthy.
Move to approve items 7.1 and 7.2.
Second,
Item 7172, Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy.
I abstain.
Thank you. Mrs. McGovern,
yes.
Mrs. Parlamas.
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Abstain.
Mrs. Tortorella,
yes,
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes,
Motion's
thank you very
carried.
much. Personnel, Ms. Parlamas.
yes, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to move items 8.1 through 8.9. Do I have a second?
Second,
Mr. Hastings?
So all items 8.1 to 8.9, Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
yes.
Mrs. Parlamas.
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
yes,
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes, and I'd also like to congratulate Ms. Hannah on the approval of that grant for her Storytellers Light the Way project. That's going to be a wonderful learning opportunity for all of our students. So congratulations on that grant, and yes. Instruction, education, and student activities. Dr. Beal,
Wait, we're on finance.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
you skipped financial.
Yeah, you skipped.
Oh, I
finance.
skipped financial. Whoop,
You were
okay.
talking about it, but
Right over that. No other questions on personnel, financial management. Ms. Hayes.
move to approve 9.1 to 9.3 and then discussion on 9.3 or 4 to 9.
Second,
This is to vote on 9.1 through 9.3. Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. McGovern,
yes.
Mrs. Parlamas.
yes,
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella,
yes,
Mr. Weinstein.
Yep.
Mrs. Gilman.
Yes,
Items carried.
thank you. Okay, questions, discussion items? Yes,
9.5, Mr. Hastings, could you just, in layman's terms, go over that, please? What
Sure.
it is.
So our employees have the opportunity to invest in annuities on the corporate side, sort of a 401k concept. Public sector offers 403B. These are approved vendors, contractors, financial groups that are allowed to come into the district and meet with our staff and discuss with them opportunities to set aside direct deposit withdrawals from their paychecks so that they can plan for the future. This is done annually just to
So this is
approve
just
these
To approve these companies. coming to
companies.
us.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
any other questions for discussion on financial items?
Tuition contracts.
I'm sorry,
Yes, 9.8, since I didn't see a previous year difference, are we going up, are we going down in the tuition contracts? Is there like a standard percentage increase as the whole world is increasing, or?
This is homeless. We don't control this money.
I'm sorry,
Don't we not control the homeless money?
right, it comes from the district that's sending.
So these are
But-
contracts for homeless students.
Mhm.
As you can see, the sending district denotes the last address of permanent residence.
Yep.
We have 2 high schoolers and an intermediate and an elementary, and those districts are charged our tuition rate for those particular grade levels.
On the cost per student that we do, not the cost per student they do?
Correct.
Okay,
because we're providing the
Mhm.
service.
okay, thank you.
We move to instruction, education, and student activities. Dr. Beal.
Move to approve 10.1 through 10.4.
Second,
It's items 10.1 to 10.4. Dr. Beal,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes,
Yes,
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
yes.
Mrs. Parlamus.
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mrs. McCollum,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes, to all except 10.1. I'll recuse myself due to my affiliation with Monmouth University.
thank you. Mrs. Gilman,
Yes to all, but the recuse myself from the Shore Conference Wrestling Captains Breakfast.
thank you. All items carried.
We move to PR. Ms. Tortorella, are you able to read that?
Move to approve item 11.1. Oh, no, sorry, it's a discussion. Discussion on the report of the annual school election. Any questions or comments?
And this has been certified, correct?
Correct. These are the official results, correct?
Any questions, comments? Okay, we move to old business then. Yes,
me, okay. I thought it was last meeting, but it could have been the one before. We approved a settlement agreement, and I'm just wondering if that has been finalized.
Yes, I received notification today from the attorney that the friendly hearing out in Freehold occurred, I believe it was yesterday. If not, maybe end of last week, but anyway, the email indicated that it was approved by the judge and it's being closed out.
Thank you. And my second question was, a couple of meetings ago, I also asked if we could have an update on any special ed and regular gen ed legal lawsuits or any kind of updates from the attorneys, if we have any. Is that possible to get for the next school board meeting, executive session, if we do have any? Like a case status update or something, if we have any lawsuits pending? We used to get it quarterly-ish.
I think it has fluctuated, but I certainly can try and set it up if I can see if they're available, the attorneys.
if the board so wishes.
We at times didn't have it, but
Yes, Ms. McGovern?
we didn't always have, I think we used to have the attorney always come and then I think we would just, sometimes we would get status updates, even just not with the attorney,
Not
just to
with-
say,
Right.
just to say like,
Yeah.
we have 5 pending special education lawsuits. We have.
Is that,
whatever, we have,
is
So
that,
perhaps just a number.
would that suffice? That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I don't-
just our staff.
personally, I don't
Yeah.
need our
I
staff.
don't need it either. So do we, let's take a consensus. How many of you need an update from our special ed attorneys on any cases that are pending? Yes?
From the attorneys or from just to know how many are outstanding?
Well, we would have to get that from our attorneys
No, the special ed people would know, right?
For our staff.
or our staff.
I'm fine with our staff.
I just need a number, yeah. A
Okay,
would be good.
just the number
I mean,
from the staff, and not the attorney.
That's just my, my.
I don't need an attorney. I don't know if that was Natalie.
I'm fine with the number two, especially since 30% of this board isn't gonna be here after next week. There's no reason for us to have that information.
Thanks, Ms. Tortorella. Okay. Perhaps you can find
The
out
number of cases
Yes, sure, not without our attorney.
for our executive session.
For executive session.
That'd be great, thank you.
You're welcome.
New business. New business. We'll move to the public comment portion. Anyone from the public like to comment on any item at this time? Ms. Conway, is there anyone in the queue with a question?
No, Madam President, there are no commenters.
Well, thank you, Ms. Conway. And if there are no further items for discussion.
Second.
All in
Thank you
favor?
very much.